Welcome to the Feminine Mistake Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Hillary, and today I'm joined by
Nicole,
Sarah, and Jessica.
On today's episode, we wrap up our discussion on the film 8th Grade, and we see if this film passes the Bechdel Test.
The house is a mess, Jack. The kids are a mess, Jack. You're a mess, Jack.
You have been a total bitch ever since you came to New York.
You seem sort of distant.
Let's just do it, man.
You look stupid and rich. Stupid and rich.
Fascist.
All right, let's get into it.
So awkward.
that girl was so nice, though.
I was so
like,
nice.
I kept waiting.
Waiting
I was
for her
worried.
to, like,
I was so
yeah,
worried
me
that
too.
something.
Yeah.
mean, and she
I wonder
never
if
was.
she
Yeah.
didn't know that kid was up to some shit by not getting herself dropped off last.
I don't think her
that
friend
she was
knew.
like,
I don't think
are
Olivia
you sure
knew.
we shouldn't get her home first? And I don't think she would have.
I don't think she
No,
put
I don't
her in
think
that
she was-
position.
I think she
No.
felt that Kayla probably would feel uncomfortable if she
Yeah.
was alone
Yeah.
with him, and so she checked with Kayla, and
She
Kayla
did.
was like,
She did.
I'm fine.
She did
Yeah.
the good girl
Yeah.
thing. She did,
Yeah.
where you check with your friend. Yeah.
But Kayla, of course, didn't know.
No.
Right.
Had no idea. She's 13. Like, well, you know.
Yeah.
So
14.
do you think that guy? Do you think that was
13?
He was 13.
Oh, I thought she was 14.
No, she was 13.
13.
Oh.
She was a baby. That whole thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand they're both kids, really, but that whole thing felt very predatory to me.
No,
Yes.
he wasn't a kid.
Super
He was 18.
predator.
He was 17,
He was
18 years
17.
old. I'm sorry.
17,
17 or 18 years old, it's not the same
As a
as
13-year-old
14
fucking
years old.
kid.
No,
No.
it's not the same at all.
It was
I-
so gross. I was
swear,
so upset
like,
about it.
You know my entertain me face, like my make me laugh face.
Yes.
Like this was like one step further than that, and I was like, I could tell because I was like sitting in the movie theater with my arms like above my head, like angrily watching the movie.
Just like ready to pound someone in the
I was
face.
like so
What
mad
I
about
loved
it.
about it was that he didn't touch her at all. He just used his manipulation of his words, and she ended up being just as hurt as
Yeah.
if he would
Yeah.
have gotten on her.
yeah.
Like, and I love that Bo didn't take it.
I
that
know.
far.
He
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
walked the line without crossing it to a point
it
where I
really
felt like it
is,
was
like,
exploitive.
All
in
the things he
movie.
was saying were so like, oh my god, yeah,
Right.
like that's what they
like,
say.
That's
like
exactly
yeah.
what they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
And like I feel like there were so many relationships where I was in where I did things that I thought were my idea, but they really weren't my idea. Mm-hmm. And you just don't want to seem bad or weird or like. I did things to keep people. Like I did things to keep people because I thought they would break up with me if I didn't do it. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
that.
And it's all very predatory. The
Yep.
way that it happens, where they'll tell you over and over again, like you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but then in the heat of the
Yeah.
moment,
Yeah.
they're pushing for that.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's this like
But that was the
culture
other
that
thing,
tells
too.
them to do that.
He
like
didn't
this-
even
this
tell her to do anything.
No,
he
really.
didn't.
Lighting thing that makes you feel like
Yeah.
I'm the bad one. I'm like,
Didn't he ask
You
her
know.
to take her shirt off?
He
After
did.
Truth or Dare,
He
but
did.
then he
Okay.
was like when she was like,
Truth
I'm
or
not comfortable
Dare,
with
man.
that, and
Fuck
he was
that
like, Do you
game.
think?
Yeah.
Do you think I'm comfortable right now with my shirt off? And I'm like, bitch, you suggested it. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck
Your
yeah, you
fucking
are.
idea.
yeah. I'm like, oh god, it made me so angry.
And the way he like so after she first of all, I want to commend her for sticking to it and
Oh,
saying no
yeah.
because
Yes.
I probably would have
I would have
caved.
said I would have caved.
I would've caved.
Most girls would have caved.
I would have
Yeah.
caved,
I don't
and
know
then I would have
anybody
felt
who wouldn't.
very confused about
Yeah.
it
Right?
later.
Yeah.
So I really commend her for being true to herself.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
no.
No, I was thinking
I'm
the
also
same
glad
thing.
we
That was
got
so
to see
mature.
a character do that too, because like
Yes.
I also like, and we can get into this later maybe, but like there was an all ages screening of this that went out.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And so like 8th graders went and saw the movie,
Okay.
and like I'm kind of glad that they
Yeah.
got to see a girl say no.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
You know.
don't get to see that
Yes.
very
You
often.
don't.
No, it's
Yeah.
a lot of the times it's people portraying the darker thing that has happened
Yes.
already
Yeah.
Yes.
and the
Yeah.
aftermath of it. And
Or
I-
not touching the fact that so many times that happens in a way that isn't your choice.
Yeah.
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 Or you say yes, but you're not actually saying yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I also come at it from a very unique perspective of where she was in her life. 3 to 4 months after that is when I lost my virginity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As annoying a social construct as that is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I lost
But
it.
still,
yeah.
it's a
But
big
it was
deal.
very much a
Yeah.
big part. I never thought it was.
Yeah.
I had a very weird kind of like, well, no, this is what I would like to do. Actually, that seems fine with me. Because I met him in July.
I'm sorry, how old was he again?
He was he was almost exactly 4 years older than me.
Okay.
It was highly illegal because
Yeah, it seems like
Well, 14
He
and
shouldn't
18. I
is-
wouldn't say
but-
highly. It's illegal.
it's
he
creepy.
was in
By
college.
highly.
It's creepy. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
that's,
Okay, yeah.
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 that's creepy.
Yeah.
That's a little creepy.
Predatory.
And
Predatory.
July
July
Asterisk.
He
Good
was-
word.
okay.
Predatory.
All right. He was an only child. He was homeschooled. He was a little fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
I was very fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then, like, you have to think about my emotional maturity versus his. And it all came together very naturally. It's not like he was seeking somebody my age. He didn't know how old I was for, like, a while.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay.
So, and I was hanging out with people who were considerably older than I was.
And you
So
were
he might
already
have just thought that I
5'10".
just didn't go. Exactly.
I think that's a
He
lot
might have
of
just
people,
thought that I
too,
did
yeah.
not go to the same school as him, or because no one did. And you know, he went to college, but he was
Did he know
Locally?
how old you were when you guys?
when it happened. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He found out on my birthday how old I was. 'Cause He
Yeah.
was like, "So are you like, getting a car?" And like, no.
14.
I don't need. So turned 15.
Okay.
Oh, so he did know a little bit before then.
So he was 18 and you were 15.
14 and 18.
Okay.
14 and 18 because I turned 15 my first year of. Fucking really, how old?
I
was-
find that's rough information.
I was my
for me.
I turned
as a,
15
as a parent.
Well, I turned 15. I'm a September baby,
Okay.
so I turned
Okay.
15 my freshman year of high school. So
See, so you had it the opposite of me because I'm an August baby, so I just barely missed the cutoff. So I was
Right.
the youngest of my class.
yeah, no,
and
my
you were
mom
one of the oldest
wanted
of your
me
class.
to be the oldest versus
Yeah.
the youngest. She chose that.
Right. So like you were turning 15 when I was turning 14.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I felt fine and ready about it. I wasn't like traumatized. I don't look
Sure.
back on it
No.
now and think that it was wrong or weird in any way. Like, yeah. And I was like, and he had started teaching me how to drive at that point because I was like, I really need to learn how to do this, whatever. And yeah, so I was already driving around. Like, why
so
would
he taught you how to drive? You really did deprive your parents of like everything.
Oh, and then I had to pretend to let them teach me how to drive.
no.
Yeah, there was.
You were just
there's
like,
a
let me
lot.
get on the
a
highway.
natural.
Yeah, I was just like, I'll just run into this curb, I guess, to look like I don't know what I'm doing because I had learned in a
mailbox
field.
when
I
my-
learned how to drive stick shift first, actually.
Yeah, I had to drive a stick because my parents had stick shift cars. But my
I learned how
friend,
to drive a stick
my
like 2
friend,
years ago.
when I was 14 or 15, my friend had his own car because he was 16, and he was like, "You want to drive that? You want to try driving the car?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drove it into a mailbox immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry for any of those neighbors that didn't know who hit their mailbox. It was me.
My best friend and I once hit my own mailbox backing out of my house,
Oh,
and our
boy.
neighbor saw us because she like hits the mailbox, and she was like, "What do we do?" And I was like, "Put the mailbox back up and drive away." And so we like both got out of the car and like like put the mailbox back in, and then like ran off, and the neighbor saw us, and I was like, "Shh," and like drove away. I told my parents many years later, and they were like, "Was that why it was so crooked?" Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that your neighbor didn't tell on you. Are you shitting me?
No, they didn't. They didn't say anything.
God, my neighbor.
That's
was,
pretty great. My
My
neighbors
neighbor
would
was
have
looking
ratted
for
me
reasons.
out.
My
Yes.
neighbors didn't say anything.
My neighbors were. I started getting tattooed when I was 15, so like my neighbors knew I was up to some shit,
yeah.
and they were out to get me.
What
for
tattoo
it.
artist is going to tattoo a 15-year-old?
Someone in a
Once-
garage.
Yeah, I was
at
gonna
a
say someone
party.
who does it at their
Okay.
house.
Okay.
Yep.
Mhm, Yep, the very prison style situation that is now gone.
Which
Thanks,
is it
Laser.
gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh,
It's at Acid Punks with a
Nice.
Anarchy A.
cute.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
it was real nice on my instep.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so she gets dropped off at home eventually. We're talking back to the car scene.
Yes.
I also did want to mention the way
she-
that he says to her that I was trying to do you a favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to do you a
Yes.
favor. Now everybody's gonna know that you're inexperienced, and he's gonna hate it.
I
when
was
you
trying
do
to help
it.
you out.
Like what? It was so weird to me that he was like, take your shirt off instead of like trying to kiss her
I
or something.
know.
I don't know. fucking normal. Like it seemed like
But
a
teenage
jump.
boy, yeah,
That's
but
the thing is teenage boys.
are
It's
kinda,
always truth or dare. You know, it's always like. I dare
But
you
also,
to
like,
kiss
where
me."
are they
expecting-
learning
I-
that stuff from? Probably porn he's watching on the internet.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was expecting I dare you to kiss me, not like
Yeah.
I don't know. It was so
Boys are
weird.
gross.
But I also think that kind of goes along with the theme in the film of the boys that are more interested in the woman's bodies. Like even
Yeah.
the 13-year-old in her
exactly.
class is like he broke up with a girl because she wouldn't send him nudes.
Well,
you
that's
know? And it's
that's
like-
the
Which is-
rumor,
jeez.
but
The
he
rumor.
definitely
But he also
seemed
was
intrigued,
very interested.
like
in
he
them.
not paying attention to her at all until she
No.
said
Yeah.
she had. That was the suavest thing I've ever seen
Yeah.
a teenage girl do in a like I was
Just
not
crawl
that
over
suave
there.
where she's like, yeah, I mean, I almost opened up my nudes on my phone, and I was
didn't
like,
think it
where
was
did you
suave
come
at
up
all. I
with
was
that?
like, I still do shit like that where I'm
my
like,
God.
oh, that was embarrassing. I almost
That
just
actually,
got
I saw a meme
of
the other
chest.
day where it was like, when you open up your phone in public and you're looking for a picture, and you have to pretend you didn't just casually scroll past a picture of your own asshole.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't have any pictures like that on my
you
phone.
don't need them.
You don't.
Nobody
okay.
should need
Wait,
that.
do you send those? Do you send pictures? I mean,
No.
it's fine.
I
if
had
you do.
the when
I
I
used
of
to.
your
I don't
butthole, though?
anymore. I don't have
Like of
anybody
the
I
butthole.
trust enough to have that. I would.
Yeah.
That's if I was.
By the
gonna
way, I
send a
just want
nude,
everyone to know that I'm making an okay symbol with my hands.
You're making
when
the
I say
Gucci symbol that she made in
Gucci
the film the
symbol.
whole time.
Can we circle back to that because I don't know what the fuck that means.
We can.
But I was making the
that was so-
Gucci
that was-
symbol with
that
my
made
hands
me
when I said
cringe every
butthole.
time.
Yep. I think that if I
Um,
was gonna send anyone a nude, it would just be my butthole.
Just the
But
butthole.
like
so
my
funny because
unshaven butthole.
I am not kidding you, dude. Okay, so I was on before the guy I was seeing now. I was on OkCupid and all that jazz earlier this year. There was one guy who just wanted a picture of my asshole so bad. My
Okay.
asshole, not like I like butts. I like butt pics.
I kind of want to
And
give it to him.
had
though.
a friend. Oh, I did. But
Did
like,
someone take
I-
it for you, or did you take it yourself?
I took it myself, but
Okay.
it took.
That's a
some
hard thing to
time.
ask
know.
a friend to do.
It is.
I have friends I would ask for that because
Okay.
I've
For your
taken their.
asshole?
Okay.
I don't wanna see your
I've
asshole. Thanks
taken
for
some-
not asking
well,
me.
I have taken some friends'
Nudes.
boudoir
I've-
photos.
yeah.
So-
Booty doir photos.
Yeah.
But I would probably. I don't know. I'd probably do it. I'd probably
But, like-
Hashtag booty dwar.
No, he wanted like spread ass cheeks butthole picture.
I'm not even sure if I want to see my own butthole.
I didn't
do
want to
not.
see my own
I wanna
butthole.
see
I am
mine
very
too.
familiar with how it looks now.
Okay.
And
I don't know if I could pick
I'm
my
not
own
mad
butthole
at
out of a
it.
lineup,
You guys,
to be
it
honest
is
with you.
really important that you check for moles, and I mean,
Yeah.
cancer skin cancer can
Okay,
happen
okay,
anywhere.
Okay.
You know,
Even
so
on
like
your
it is
deepest,
very important
darkest
that you
butthole.
check for
Fair.
moles.
Okay.
And any changes.
I'll
in
go
them.
home. I'll ask Chris to check my butthole for me.
Make
Good,
sure
you
if he
should.
finds any moles, he needs to be taking pictures with a quarter next
Great.
to it for
Okay.
the next month. Make sure it doesn't change
Make sure it doesn't
size
get
or
any
shape.
bigger.
That's smart.
Oh
You know.
my god.
Then you'll have
had-
30 pictures of your
well,
butthole.
It'll be on my
me-
Google Drive.
Oh my god. Can you just imagine
I-
like which should I add to Instagram?
I've never had
Which filter should I use on this?
anybody care about a picture of my butt. It's not like my most impressive feature. I got big ol' honkers.
Right.
That's what anybody wants to see on me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I've
it's
got
a
butt.
refreshing change.
Yeah, you've
So-
got a butt, but it's nothing compared.
But so I was like, well, how do you take pictures of your butt? To one of my friends who's just very blessed in the ass area.
Okay.
And I was just like what are we really looking for here? So I sent those, and he was like, I'm gonna be real with you. I really just want to see your asshole. And I was like, okay. And I told her that, and she's like, I've never, as somebody
Dating is different
who
than
is
I remember.
I would be very
I feel like
in-
it would be a selfie in between the legs. Just
you know,
my little face would be poking in between it, like eyes
Just see if you
crazy
could
and
just,
bug eyed,
like-
trying to figure out what's
like-
in it.
and that's the
face
beautiful
bombing
thing
your butthole picture.
about photo booth on your iMac.
Oh,
You don't need to hold
No.
it. Set a timer.
You know the CIA has
Timer
like
and bend
60
over
photos
to
of
your
your
back.
butthole now.
It's so many more than that. because
a lot to get
because
the lighting
what,
right.
What qualifies as a good picture of your asshole?
That's true. You
I
don't
know,
want it to be
right?
blurry.
I'd probably
Right?
just send the first one I took. Just be like, well, I don't know
I
if
didn't
it'll
know what
get
I was
better
doing.
than that.
It
Maybe I
was
could make
great.
my
You should've
manicure
been
look
you
better
can
on
see
my
it in
cheeks.
per person. Like, let's go on a date. You can see it
That's
in person.
fucking what I said, but he lived like a little too far away. It was a bad choice.
You can see it in person. You can
What-
maybe
what-
lick it a little bit.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Nicole.
One can only hope.
Okay. I'm learning things.
I mean, if I'm gonna show it to you, you better be doing something.
Fucking right,
You know?
though.
I mean, did you get something back in return?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
His
really,
butthole
really
or
underwhelming dick pic.
okay, yeah.
wow.
Well, aren't they
That's
all?
disappointing?
Womp
I
womp.
know. I was just like, I don't really. The pictures don't do it for me. If you could like show the fuck up, that'd be
Oh my
great.
God. Why can't this be a thing where, like, if a woman gets a dick pic, send them dick pic professional in return?
I wish we could have gotten that trending.
Oh yeah.
They just get sent a
We
link to
still
Dick
can.
Pic Professional.
We still can.
And he's like, that's really funny. Can you send me another picture of your butthole, please?
Yeah. Another angle of my
I wanna see
butthole.
an
There's
up-close picture of your
only
nostril.
So many.
There's only so
Nostril.
many
Oh my
angles.
I have a-
God, how
I have a
fucking funny would
nostril
that be?
fetish.
No.
Well, because I wanted to write a sketch,
Let me get to
a sketch called "Balloon Knot Shots" for butthole pics, where we make that the new thing instead of dick pics. There's still time, ladies.
Okay.
Maybe I'll just
okay.
get one good butthole pic and I'll just send it back to every dick pic I ever get.
You should.
You should.
How quickly
But
do you
again-
think Facebook
But
would
with the
take...
What
quarter,
is
with
the
the quarter next to it,
criteria?
so you can just see
right, a
for
quarter.
scale.
What's the
Just
criteria
for
for a
scale.
good butthole pic? I still don't know.
I don't know.
I talked to that guy for a couple months, and I still don't really know if I ever.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just after bidet usage.
Yeah,
That's a good butthole pic. It's like clean it
Maybe.
all out.
I'll never
Blow
know. I don't have
dry
time for
it a
that.
Try
bit.
it.
Anyways,
Apply some powder. Okay, anyway, moving on.
You
All
haven't
right.
had nachos
The
last
butthole
week.
lady bits.
Welcome to Talking Buttholes. Sarah, do you have anything on your list you would like to talk about that we haven't gotten to?
Well, we talked about social media. We talked about middle school. Visual storytelling.
Are our
I
minds
thought-
melded? Because that's the next one on my list.
That's
Seriously?
too. I'm
Y'all.
serious.
Oh my
I wanted
gosh.
to talk about the shots. Some of the shots, the way things
Yeah,
were
no,
shot.
I love the way the way it was shot.
Yeah, there were a couple things in particular. I also wanted to say overall that I was a little hesitant going into a movie written by a man, an
Yeah.
adult man, about a 13-year-old girl, but I think everything was handled very sensitively. Nothing was sensationalized. It didn't feel like a movie written about by a man about a teenage girl. It felt very truthful. I loved, there were a couple things they did with the camera that I really loved. I think you already mentioned it, but they did a lot of shots from behind. It reminded me a lot of like Gus Van Sant does this a lot, where he does like following
Yes.
shots. And the way he did it though was like, usually Gus Van Sant, it's very like kind of like parallel with the character, but like at the level. These were more like from a lower angle, as though the world was really this like big sort of scary place.
Yeah.
I also liked there were many times where something was happening off screen or another character would be talking. Here, an example, like she's in the car with her dad. He has a whole conversation with her. The camera never cuts to him.
No.
It just stays on her the whole time.
Yeah, it's just like his shoulder. He's just like dirty in the back of the shot.
Yes.
Like that's it.
I thought that was really wonderful. I think they spent a lot of time focusing on her and what was happening with her, no matter like in response to what was going on, rather than showing you cutting,
Yeah.
doing the traditional back and forth cutting.
Yeah.
There was one shot in particular that I really enjoyed, and it was during that fireplace scene, just because like I had been on set all day before then,
Yeah.
and we were talking a lot about like eye lines and like having your eyes down and stuff. But that whole scene in the next to the bonfire, she has her eyes down, but you can see what she's doing with her face, and it makes such a like beautiful scene, even though
Yeah.
like she's not looking at anything. You can't even see her eyes. Her eyes
Yeah.
are down completely, but like there's so much happening there, and it was a really great shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I also I don't know if this has to do with this. I mean, I guess it does. But the SpongeBob, how when you
Yeah.
when we're first introduced to it, it's like, oh, it's a little like SpongeBob.
Yeah, I didn't know it would
figurine.
be
I didn't know what it
I
was
didn't know it
And
would
then
be
at the
a
end, it's like
eraser.
this.
Yeah.
I thought
And
it
I'm
was
like,
an
why
eraser,
is she
too.
staring at this SpongeBob? Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
did it make you wonder if that's how long she's been doing the videos?
Yes, yeah, it did. I think that
If
was
she
like
did them for all of middle school, and
The
then
whole
for her
time.
deciding to stop doing it was
I hadn't
kind
thought
of
about
like
it
a
like that.
like a
Yeah.
coming of age sort of thing,
That's
where she
how
was
I
like,
felt
"I'm not
after
going
I
to do
saw
this
that.
anymore."
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really interesting. I hadn't thought about it like that.
It was almost the same like formula that she had used to
Yeah.
like the like, hey guys, it's Kayla, like
Yeah.
the whole time, like even in that first video
You're
from
right.
6th grade, she did the same thing, like
For
hey,
her to
Kayla,
decide she's
it's
done.
you, like, and it was the same exact.
Wow. Yeah. Very good. Smart guys. You guys are smart.
I mean, I did my thesis on the Wizard of Oz and the coming of age story, so like, meh.
Well,
So you were
so
you
maybe I
prepared
related to
for
that
this.
like a little bit too hard. Yeah.
I want to talk about Gabe.
Oh, yes.
The nerdy little Gabe. I want to talk about Gabe and his
Oh my
array of
God.
sauces.
I got
Yes.
oh my god, this is arranged in the rainbow color. And I don't know
love
if it's
that.
cold.
Best.
I didn't
Oh
know what
my
time you were
God.
going to show up. It might be cold. Like if you want another sauce, you can have it because I like all the sauces. Like I was just like, oh my
Oh
god,
my
you're my
God.
favorite
I loved it
Y'all.
so much.
character.
his,
That
like,
was I didn't do
award.
that. I didn't do this whole like little first date thing. It was
No.
very much I met him at Warped Tour, and then 2 weeks later he's like, "Are you like my girlfriend now? Is that what we're doing?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then we were just inseparable for
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
like,
God.
yeah.
I went on one date with my 8th grade boyfriend. We went to see Hitch, and my 2 best friends came with me. They sat directly behind us and kicked my chair every time every kissing scene came on. That was the one date I went on in 8th grade.
When I was 14, I
first
went on a
date.
date with somebody, but it was a group date. So we went with other people. We went to Sparkles roller rink.
Yes.
And that was
Oh,
probably
no.
the last time I went to Sparkles because I think I had kind of outgrown it at that point. But now, by the
Now
way,
it's time
just so
to
you
go
Want to
know,
go
again.
back to Sparkles?
that is where we're doing my birthday party. Just letting you know.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god! Do
Um,
they still rent
yes.
shoes out? Okay,
Mhm.
good.
And I don't remember much about it other than like I thought we had like fun, but then he like never called me after that. And I was
Oh,
like,
that
what the
sucks.
fuck? What the fuck happened? And then I found
Yeah.
out he actually liked my friend who went on the double date with us with her
That
boyfriend.
sucks.
And I was like, what? How dare you, sir?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Rude.
So rude. I love Gabe. I think he really, to me, emblemizes that thing that I relate to, which is that it's hard. It's really hard. That age is really hard if you feel like kind of out of place until you find the other weirdos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like once you find the other weirdos, you're like, oh, I don't have to be like this.
Right.
These other
I
people
don't
that
have
I'm
to
not
be like
like.
this girl.
I don't have
Yeah.
to be. I don't have to be like that mean girl. I can just be me because this person likes me and how I am already.
No, I agree. Like he made me so happy to like. I mean, the whole like handstand scene at the pool party.
God,
like,
yeah.
it's just like that's who I was too. Like, I would sit on the side until somebody was like, "Do you want to play Spider?
Yeah, basically.
Let's do it." I'm like, that
He
was
still
what I
had
would
that
do,
like
you know?
childish kind of like
He was
Yeah,
still like a little bit of
vibe.
a kid.
Yeah.
I feel like if Lucas comes out of his shell, like that's gonna be he's
I'm
gonna be
so
like
excited.
with a smaller nose.
you would be the smaller nose, yeah. But like I feel like Lucas would be the type to lay out an array of sauce, an array of ranch
Yes.
dressings for you.
Oh yes,
in a beautiful matching rainbow.
in a rainbow,
Oh
So
with, like
thoughtful.
a little glass of water on a coaster.
I also love
like,
that
it
he's
was
watched
so
her
cute.
vlogs.
Yeah,
And he says, I really love your
know,
vlogs.
I really love your videos.
Because she was like, "There's not a lot of views on these," and
I
it's like
know.
all the other
Well, and they
views
show
are
the like
views.
pan of it too, and most of them have a 0 or 1 view, you know, and like so for
Yeah.
him to watch,
He
them
like
all,
went
that
through
was
and like
really
did his
sweet.
little research on her, which
Oh,
I relate
so
to
cute.
so hard because I'm such a stalker.
Oh
Yeah.
Thank God for the internet and stalking.
I
Oh, I'm
know.
so
But
good
I
at-
think
y'all.
the
I
secret
hate
is
that you
that
can see-
we all are. I think that's everyone's like, oh, I'm such a stalker. Like and it's like, no, we
I know.
all.
No, guys, you don't. No. This is unparalleled. I should get a PI license.
Okay.
I can
Okay.
find
Okay.
if it's on the internet. I will find
I
it.
I'm
actually
coming to
believe
you.
that Jessica
I'm
knows
coming to you.
everything.
Horrifying.
Now on. I'm coming to you.
I met a guy on Friday. I didn't know his last name. His first name is Matt,
Wow.
and I found everything.
I've got his tax returns.
I don't
close.
I don't doubt this.
I pulled his arrest record.
profesh.
I am
Yes.
not. I can find anything.
Okay, okay,
You
I'm coming to
can't
you. I'm coming to you.
hide from me. I know what
Do
you're
it.
I have a
doing.
I have a list for you.
Do you have a
Jessica.
Nexus Lexus account? Is that how you're doing this?
I can find your land
She's
records.
gonna-
I got you. I know what's up.
I was
do
like, there
Google
are some
people.
search things that you pay for.
I will
that,
Google people
will get you
before
stuff.
I submit for an audition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
As
I'll
you
Google.
should.
I'll
That's
Google and
just
Facebook
smart.
them.
That's a good way
just
to not
make
get
sure-
murdered.
Well, I just want to make sure they're not like that they're legit.
Disreputable,
Yeah,
yeah.
or just like
Yeah.
if it's like,
You
oh,
can't
they don't
just
know what the
Google
fuck they're
them,
doing.
though.
Yeah. No, I just
you send me their names, and I will find everything.
find their tax records.
Jessica is the gossip queen, though.
I love it.
Because nobody realizes I'm listening to everything.
Yeah, it's really actually very nice because like she knows fucking everything.
All right.
I should really just like I've been trying to decide what I want to do next as a grown up. Because
You should be a PI,
should be a
man.
PI.
I'm
be a
really
fucking
thinking
PI
about it.
Do you need to be sponsored in the state of Georgia to get your
I
license?
think so. so because I've been trying to decide whether I should just get like my paralegal license because I don't have like a criminal justice degree. I don't have that kind of thing going on. I don't want to be a cop.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd qualify.
But I at least know people who work in that field, like if in criminal justice, if like anybody can sponsor you. But let's chat later about it.
Yeah, that actually is something worth looking into.
We may have had
PI
a career change happen just on this very show.
She'd be good at it. She'd be a Jessica Jones out here, like
Yes.
taking photos, drinking whiskey straight out the bottle. Like it's so good. Sitting on
Sounds
a ledge.
glamorous.
That sounds like my ideal career path, especially if I can find a way to make it regularly profitable.
So, all right. Well, we talked about the SpongeBob.
Yes.
I think that scene was really poignant because she almost seemed like there was like a lot of things going on with her emotionally there, where there was like almost like a frustration for like the innocence and positivity of that former person. So,
But I liked her bringing that back though when she made the next time capsule.
Yeah,
with
you're
the, like,
right. You're right.
To the coolest girl in the world written on the
I
outside
love it.
again, and
I
like
love
I
it.
really enjoyed that she like made herself another time capsule, another video, another like diary of her time.
Koala.
I thought it was cute.
I know, so sweet. So, what would your 8th grade self say to you?
Now?
Yeah. What would she say?
Oh God, I don't know. I think my 8th grade self would be pretty proud of me now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if 8th grade me ever thought that I'd be this person.
8th grade me thought I'd be a neurosurgeon, so
But would she be okay with you being
I
a
think-
PI?
8th grade me thought I'd be a
if
chef.
I managed to do it, yeah.
8th grade me wanted to be a chef, but I think I'd be pretty happy with where I am now.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if adult me is very happy with where I am now, but 8th grade me, I think
grade me would be like,
eighth
you have your
thrilled.
own place?
They'd be like, you have a couch that you bought yourself?
Ooh.
What would
My 8th grade self would be very mean to me.
Oh, no.
Because my 8th grade self was very mean to me.
Well, there was a
back
lot of
then,
hormones.
So
Yeah.
a lot of like, how could you let yourself get this fat? You're disgusting.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and like, oh my God, you used to live with your parents. Like, what is wrong with you?
She
and
needs
like,
a hug.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's awful. Man,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
My 8th grade self doesn't know what's coming.
Yeah.
So she'd probably look back on all the horse shit that I got into because I have had more than I think most people's share of bullshit.
Okay.
And I try to remember that because right now my 21-year-old self is definitely looking at this like, you didn't think you'd make it past that.
Mm-hmm.
I entered college with a lot of problems and trying to run away from them, and then a lot more horrible shit happened. And then I was like, when I graduated college, I was like, you didn't plan on doing that, so whatever comes after that's icing on the cake.
So you're just like,
Yeah.
you're just coasting uphill at this point.
I'm crushing it. Like, that's the best way to
That's
describe what I'm doing, because like I didn't there was a few points in my life where I actually didn't think I'd end up being this old.
Okay. Wow.
So
well, I'm glad you're here.
I am too. And I'm glad to be here with y'all today. But that is a very real part of my past, is something that's just like, huh. So like 8th grade really was the cutting off point for my innocence,
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say. So that was why it was such an interesting place that he specifically picked before shit gets flipped. Going into high school is not a fucking joke. Like, it really can be such a different world just for what you get exposed to. I started working at 14.
Yeah.
I
I was 15 when I got my first job. Yeah.
I started working at the local ice cream place when I was 14.
Caesars. I worked at Little Caesars.
I worked
I knew
at Brewster's.
so many people who worked at ice cream shops.
Well, because
Yeah.
they would hire young
Yeah.
kids, and they were only allowed to work so late, and they
Do you
were
get
only
to eat
open so
lots
late.
of ice cream?
I was a vegan, so you could have, but I didn't.
I would just
You
be
really
eating
missed
ice
the
cream.
boat
I would just
on
be
that.
like
I
eating
know.
with the scooper.
I
I
started.
know. I'd be like, oh.
I was a vegan the majority of the time that I worked at
Oh
Brewster's.
my God, I would die.
I still feel just as innocent as I was when I was in 8th grade, and like a child. I still feel.
I mean,
that
I still
innocent.
like.
I don't know.
I have that sort of like font of innocence of. I can't have a yoga ball in my office because I will play on it all day
Yeah.
long. And one of my coworkers finally was like, you realize that you slam into your wall every single day and scare the shit out of me, right? And I was like, no, but it sounds funny, right? Like, because I'm having fun a lot of the time.
Yeah. That's
The
good.
majority of the time, I'm having
good.
fun. And I think that's the way I have to look at it in order to keep from going absolutely fucking insane. Is that, yeah, I still feel like a kid, but I have to embrace the part of me that can, you know, the fun part of
Yeah,
it,
tap
and
into the fun.
appreciate shit like bubbles
Yeah.
and like
I will say you do appreciate little things, and I've been out with Jessica before when like I've definitely heard her scream like bubbles and just seen her like trot off, just like arms to the side,
Like,
just like
shit,
trotting
living
life,
off
man.
to go
That's
see
living
some
life.
bubbles.
and like I'll still play hide and seek. I am like
Yeah.
I absolutely have not lost that part of it, and
Mm-hmm.
I am clinging to it for dear life, because otherwise it is so fucking miserable out
Yeah.
there.
It's so monotonous.
Being an
without
adult
that,
is
like,
kind of miserable.
yeah, without that fun
Gotta
childish
have that
spirit.
child's inside
It does
you.
help that I kept falling down like a child for a really long time until I learned about a birth defect that I have earlier last year.
Oh,
I
okay.
I lived to be 27 years old and not realize that my balance is off because I have a part of my skull that's pressing on my brainstem.
Oh
Wow.
Surprise!
Maybe I need to go look into that because
Well-
like I can't stand up for a long period of time without falling over.
Yeah. Oh, sometimes I just get dizzy. I'm like, this is weird. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, we've had my blood sugar checked. I went to a lot of doctors as a kid.
Man, maybe I need
We
to
tried
do the same
all
thing.
the things.
Epiphanies happening all over the place.
Well,
What if
I
all of us
happened
had
to-
something pressing on our
I had-
brainstem? What are the chances?
No, I had a car accident. I had an MRI.
Wow, okay.
And they were like, did you know that this is a thing? I was like, nah, dude. That's
Wow.
cool, though. That's good to know why I was never that great at skateboarding, even though it didn't stop me from trying.
Yep.
Yeah.
I found out I have a hole in my heart.
What?
Like a hole in between two of the valves, like
Wow.
a teeny tiny. But it's why, like, when I was a kid, when I was like really like young and should have been in shape, I couldn't run.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, totally
Weird.
random.
I
Medical
can't run
anomalies
just 'cause I'm
corner.
lazy.
Medical
I'm a
anomalies
human
corner.
earthquake.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I'm just a human.
I don't know if there's anything pressing on your brainstem. I
No.
think it's just who you are
I'm
as a
just
person.
inside.
Well,
I'm an
it's
earthquake.
crazy because not to get too far into it, but it could have been spina bifida.
Wow.
The different
Okay.
the different Chiari malformations, some of them affect your breathing and your swallowing. Some of that, like, you know, one is basically spinal bifida, and then like you can have what I have, which is this just minor problem with your fucking balance. And I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
we all got something.
right. And I was like, if
could be
that's-
worse, I guess.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I can still live autonomously with no problems. Like
That's good.
sometimes I just fall down. That's fine. I'll take it.
Sure.
I'll eat shit occasionally.
Yeah.
I do a lot.
Yeah.
I eat lots of shit. Have you ever seen Two Girls,
Delish.
One Cup?
No,
I've
That's
heard-
what
no.
I'm famous for.
And I mean, yes, I have, but no.
Has that been like
I've never
Snopes
seen
that
it.
it's real? Like that's like
I don't
really
know.
what
I've never
happened?
seen it. I don't want to.
I don't
No, I
want
don't
to
think
either.
I just
It's
know
ice
what it
cream,
is.
guys. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
It's that charcoal ice cream. That's
Oh,
now
boy.
very popular.
Ugh, sounds disgusting. I think
That was
my
such
the
a
8th
lucky-
grade me would say what I think she would say, you're really close. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Oh my
I think
God.
that's what she would
Is
say.
this
She's like, you're
always
so
like-
close.
All the things that you're doing now, is that always what you saw yourself
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah. Well, not that I knew what a podcast was.
No, but
back then,
like,
but yes,
yeah.
no,
This general area of focus.
my whole
of
life this
arts
is
and-
yes. Yeah, this is what I think I'm the
Interesting.
closest now to doing what she would have wanted to do that I've ever been.
Nice.
So,
I mean, I wanted to be like super thin and hot and like be like an actress in movies. So I haven't gotten there, but
No.
but you are an actress in
I-
movies and you're super hot.
I was just a pretentious
yes, you
little
are.
shit. Like
Sorry?
I was just a pretentious little shit. Like I didn't think about that part of it. It was like,
Yeah.
well, what will I do that will bring me prestige and fortune? Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't concerned about. Like I was like, I would just like to for everybody to just know how smart I am just by my profession. So however we can do that, that would
Okay.
be great.
Okay.
Like it was very.
I didn't think I was that smart back then. I was just like, I just want to be
Oh.
a chef. I just want to cook things. I want to make things, and that's what I did.
No,
Like
you
I
wanna be
cooked
a
at
chef.
home. I made dinner for
I
my
was-
family once a week.
Wow. I
I
need
was
one
very,
of those.
like,
I know, right? I really like to cook dinner. My mom was like, "You want to cook? Fine. You plan a dinner. You tell me what you want at the beginning of the week. I'll buy what you want to make."
Cool.
And I was
Nice.
like,
Wild.
"Okay." I would, and then she would put very strict limits on what I could actually make
Oh,
because
that
I was
sounds
like,
boring.
I want to make tempura with.
She's
Okay.
like,
And she
sorry,
was
we
like-
don't have a fryer.
She did. Oh, we did. She let me make tempura one night, and like under strict supervision.
How old were
because-
you?
Can you imagine me with a fryer?
12?
That seems like a
Maybe
disaster.
12 working like a deep fryer and like
Okay.
but I mean like also I had been cooking since I was really young. Like I always cooked in my
Yeah.
family.
So so did I.
I was born and raised in the South. Like that was where I spent
I don't even.
most
I don't even
evenings.
cook a lot, to be honest with
That's fair. I mean, my
I don't like
mom
cooking.
My mom
cooked
made
like
casseroles.
crazy because
I
I,
went
think
through
she
a
was
cooking
bored
phase.
shitless being at home all day with all of us.
If I was home all day I would just cook constantly.
Yeah.
And that's what I do when I'm at home.
Will you
that's
marry
how
me?
we ended up.
Sure.
Will you support me and
someone
pay
to-
my
Will
student
you
loans?
pay for my Kroger bills? Because
Yes.
I go
Deal.
to Kroger a lot.
Deal.
Honestly, if that's like a job that I can just walk into, that'd be great.
You know how most kids dream of being like, I want to be a ballerina, or I want to be a firefighter, or a police officer,
I wanted to be
teacher,
a
doctor.
comedian.
My brother wanted to be a rich guy.
Well, he did.
He wanted to grow up to be
did.
rich.
Congrats.
He
He did it.
So did Chris, though.
Yeah.
Basically.
He wanted to be a rich guy.
Basically, yeah.
So funny.
I just that was my thing. I was
but
like,
he was
I just
real
want,
poor. Like he was real poor
to-
when he was a kid.
I just was like, I just want to own a house and I want to not have to leave it very much.
I didn't think about those
This has been
responsible
a
things.
very long aspiration.
I
that
wanted
I've had.
to
I'm
cook
getting
and be
there.
married at
Yeah.
25.
I thought I was going to be married at.
Well,
Let's see, I got engaged when I was 16, so
You still cook.
I still cook. I'm
Thought
now
I'd be married by, like,
67 years
22.
old and single.
I
But
didn't have an age when I would be married. I just assumed I'd be married at some point.
You
I
want
just
to
knew I'd be
know
done
the
with
funny thing?
college
I
at
never
22.
wanted to be married.
oh,
I didn't think I was ever going to get married.
I wanted to be married by 25. I wanted to
I
have
have 3
children by
kids.
27. I like wanted to be like settled and like now I'm like
I don't
thing is,
think
our-
I
so
ever visualized kids.
Nope.
Oh, I did.
I was never a thing.
I wanted to have kids, but I didn't think I
I was
would
like,
ever
I'm
get
gonna
married.
be too busy for that. Thank you, goodbye. Like,
I didn't really. I guess I didn't think too much.
No, I
about
definitely
that.
thought I'd
want
have
kids.
kids. And now that I'm an adult, I'm like, can I get them when they're older? Like,
can I?
You
Can I
can.
have one?
You can.
Is there like a starter
have,
pack
like-
at 14?
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't
but,
want that
you know,
one.
You
no,
don't want. No,
I
you
want
don't
them
want
to
that.
be probably.
I want them like 6, like
In-
when they can wipe
yes.
their own ass
I would
and like
say
talk and
about
like tell me a story.
6 to like 10 when they start getting a little bit weird and close to puberty, and then I'm gonna give them away to a boarding
I don't know if I
school.
can condone this.
To a boarding school, and then
Okay.
I want them back on breaks and somebody else to raise them at that point.
Okay,
And then
so
when they're like,
maybe just stick with a dog.
Maybe be a good
I'm
aunt.
really pumped about my dog. I love her so much, and I got her.
You'll be
and
godparent.
Yeah,
You'll be a great
There you go,
godparent.
great
one
godparent.
day.
I'm gonna be
And
a
a great
great
aunt.
drunk aunt that shows up
Yes.
with a
I know,
flask in her
absolutely.
purse.
I think I'm gonna be an
sloshing
awesome
around.
aunt. Like I know it's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
happen at some point. Like
I
my
hope it
sister's
happens.
probably
What's
gonna get married
entertaining
for
to
me.
me, neither myself or my siblings have said anything about wanting children at any point.
I didn't. Well, you never
Like,
know. You
no,
never
but
know
we've
what's
all
gonna
just
happen.
been like, no, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Like,
My sister doesn't say it, but I know she's lazy with her birth control, so it'll
man.
happen sooner. Or
Oh
later.
yeah, that'll
Lord
get you.
Jesus.
That'll get you.
Yeah, she's lazy with her birth
no,
control, so it'll
thank
happen.
you.
Final thoughts. Final thoughts on 8th grade.
I thought it was a really great look at childhood.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really
Yeah.
interesting look at it. I also have a hard time watching it and not thinking about it as like the perspective of her dad because I'm like closer to his age than
Yeah.
to her age
Yeah.
at this point. But
But as the cool
I-
aunt.
yes, yeah,
How old
Yeah.
do I think he is?
he would have been like mid 30s, early 40s.
I would say
Shut
he's
the
probably.
front
I would say
door.
he's probably my age.
Yeah.
I would say he's probably my
Yeah.
age.
No, I need to strap
Yeah.
in
I'm
for
almost
that.
39.
I know.
But she's 13.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
He seemed to be in his 30s.
seemed
to
very
me.
young.
Late 30s
Did he?
max.
Yes.
Seemed like he was in his 4th.
No, I'd say late 30s, early
hot.
40s.
I'd say he's
Damn.
somewhere on the scale between me and Andy.
Yeah.
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 Holy shit.
So it's just like, I mean, my friends are the same age as the dad. So like
Yeah.
I see it a lot more from his perspective, but I thought it was a really interesting look at it. And I really, the character resonated with me a lot. I liked it. I thought she was really cool. I want to see more shit that Elsie Fisher does. I thought
Fuck
she's
yeah.
a
Fuck
phenomenal
yeah.
actress. Like
Great
I could watch
actress.
her. I could have watched that movie
Yes.
for hours.
Yes.
You know, like she
So
was
good.
great.
I wanted to see it twice before doing this, and I couldn't go a second time.
Yeah.
because I get so involved cringe-wise. I'm not kidding you. There are times where I would like to just absolutely skin myself and run away from it.
Wow.
Like it's just I can't.
intense.
It's a very visceral feeling, and I'm
Yeah.
like I can't still be here. Just
So do you think
absolutely
you'll ever
crawling
watch
out.
this again?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's a great film, and I like all of Bo Burnham's other work, and I think he did a great job. But
I hope he keeps making films.
Yeah.
I think his filmmaking was absolutely gorgeous.
yes,
Great. Beautiful.
I'm interested.
Great performances.
I'm just interested to see what else he puts out there.
Yeah.
Like,
Next it'll be like 9th grade, a boy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh God, I don't want to watch that. It'll be
No.
so much masturbation.
Yes,
Too
so
much.
much.
Too much.
So
That's
much.
what they had to do. That's why they had to do 8th grade about a girl's journey.
I know.
Yeah.
It was
But
not-
otherwise, it would
About,
just take
like,
place
his humor,
inside
It
a
would just be
sock.
that
like
whole-
Bo Burnham's humor seems like it would be more suited to like because he does lots of masturbation jokes.
Well, yes,
Well,
but that's why 8th grade
doesn't do
wasn't
lots.
To be
just-
fair, when I was 13, I did a lot of masturbating.
I didn't.
I did.
I didn't discover.
I don't ever
masturbation
remember
until
not
much
doing
later.
a lot of it. So
I did.
Much later in
I
life.
discovered it when I was 4.
yeah,
It was much
we
later
all
in life
did.
for me.
It's whether or not you remember that you were doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like once I realized it wasn't socially acceptable to be touching myself, I stopped for a very long time. And
I'm
I also,
sorry for you.
I shared a bed or a bedroom, like
Oh,
not
yeah,
a
no,
bed.
I had my own
didn't
room.
share a bed, but I shared a
I had my
bedroom
own
with
room.
someone until
Yeah.
I was like in my 20s.
What are you doing to yourself that aggressively? That
I had a bunk bed, dude. I shared a bunk bed.
Top bunk or
I was
bottom?
in the top bunk.
Oh, you could do whatever you want in the top
Yeah.
bunk.
No, you
Nobody's
shared the
surprising
whole
you up
bed.
there.
You can do whatever you want in the top bunk.
It's not like a do where you're gonna shake that thing like a fucking paint can. Like
You don't know how aggressively I need.
that's what I was saying. I was like, what were you doing? That was like,
It's like a
All right, Sarah.
jackhammer.
Final thoughts, Sarah? On
I love this movie. I love Bo. I wish I could meet him. And
you got real close.
I know, but
Still time. Let's make another movie and get
he's
into the same
actually-
festival
He's been
in.
dating
dating that same girl for
dating
like
the same woman since 2013.
yeah.
Okay.
And she is
Okay.
now 40 years old.
Wow.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's like a much
Okay.
older woman from him. But that's not how I feel about the movie.
Sidetrack. That's from my other
by the
podcast. Dating Bo Burnham.
No, but I loved it. I loved the way it was made. Like it wasn't just the topic or the actors. Like the way it was made, the way it was shot, the way it was written, the way the story unfolded. It was all very well done and surprising that it was his first film.
Yeah,
I think
I
so
agree.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's a very big part of it is like that's somebody's first feature film. Shut the fuck up. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Well,
right?
speaking of
Yeah.
which, if we ever get
Use
to it on
me.
the show, Sorry to Bother You, which was also
Oh,
a first
yes, we
feature.
need to see
I
that.
hope we watch
You
that
need
on
to
the
see
show.
that, Hillary.
Yeah,
You
we
need
gotta
to
watch
I
that.
need
on-
to see it.
yeah,
We
you-
can go together. How
Yeah,
about
you
that?
guys got to see it. I really want to do it on the show. So any more? Did you have? It seemed like you got out some final thoughts. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, I think that
you
we
finalized your thoughts.
Yeah,
Final
you guys
thoughts.
all know a lot more about me now
I
and
feel
this movie.
I feel like we have all learned something about each other and our buttholes.
Yes.
Yes.
Um,
I go snap
So-
a pic in a minute.
I would like. I think that I hope one day to watch this film with my daughter. But I'll tell Chris to suggest it because if he says to watch it, she'll think
She'll
it's
do
cool. If I suggest it, she'll think it's lame.
If you suggest it, she's gonna. If you suggest it, she'll
Would
treat
you
it
want
like
her to
a
watch
sex
it
ed
after she's
video.
13 or while she's 13 or before she's 13?
I think I don't know. I guess I'll have to decide. But Charlotte's wise beyond her years, so somewhere in the middle school
Yeah.
age range, I think would be.
She's
feel
how
good.
old now?
She's 8.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
She comes off so much older than that.
She
Yeah.
does.
it's because she's an old soul inside.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
things like just that you'll post on Facebook, I'm like, so she's got like a 12-year-old, right? Like I was like, this is a thing that's coming.
Charlotte
soon.
is 8 going on 14.
Oh my
She
god.
is. She really is.
She's.
Ooh, you
she
got your
really
work
is.
cut out for you.
I
She
know,
rolls
right?
her eyes. She's got that bit of sass.
Yeah.
Always. She's always had that sass.
Yeah.
I loved it though. I walked in the other day. She immediately just started talking to me, and then just like walked over, and she like it was like old hat. She was just like, "Well, hello, Hillary," and just like walked over, and gave me a hug, and was like, "We're eating dinner right now. Right now, I'm having this fabulous piece of white bread," and like sat down at the table. I was like, "Hey, Charlotte, what's up?"
Oh my god.
my God, it was so funny. All your kids, they were like milling about when I walk in. They all just like start congregating towards me.
Yeah,
looking
they've
at
got to
me.
great.
so
They've got to
cute.
greet the
Yes.
guests.
But well, they don't.
Except for
greet me,
Lucas, he
though.
could give a fuck.
They all kind of look at me. Even
Lucas
Elliot
is
kind of
maybe
like
my
stink
favorite.
at me. Yeah, Lucas was just over there like, "What's up, bro? I'm gonna stay on this recliner."
Yeah,
I'm
basically.
very
Elliot's heading
comfortable
towards you
over
though.
here.
He'll drift past.
Elliot's coming in hot. What's up?
Yeah, no.
C D F F. What are you people? On dope?
Welcome to This Is a Test. This is the part of the show where we put this film through the ringer.
Yes,
And we see if it holds up to some of our diversity tests, I guess is what we should call it. Diversity testing?
yeah, diversity.
Hashtag
diversity testing?
diversity testing.
I don't know. We need to find a better name for that.
I
but
guess. Yeah. Well,
Sure.
we started with the Bechdel test. We've added on some other tests.
It's where we put this thing through the PSATs.
Basically. And see if it can
Figure
go to
out-
law school.
Yeah.
That's what the PSATs
Well,
are for.
PSATs is if you
No?
can get into high
That
school.
prep,
PSATs is what you take in middle school.
Wait, PSAT? I never
Rock-
took
yeah,
yeah,
that.
it's an eighth grade
Is
theme.
it pre-SAT or
Oh.
Yeah, PSAT
I
you
didn't
take in
take any
eighth
of
grade.
that.
I took the
I didn't take
PSAT
any of
in
that.
eighth grade, and then
No,
you
I
take
did
the
not.
SAT in high school.
Somebody's getting arrested. Hide the muffins.
no. God, the other day I pulled in here and the APD was in my parking lot, and I
You're
was
like,
like,
"Fuck
I walked
no,
up to my
fuck
neighbor
that."
and I was like, "What's going on?" And he was like, "I think it's that drug dealer next door," and I was like, "Is it though?" It definitely was.
But you're like, but that's my
Definitely was.
friend. I'm just kidding.
He's not. I don't know him.
okay.
But I have denied his girlfriend entry into the building before because she was out there one night. I was taking my trash and she was screaming and pounding on all the windows and was like, "Can you let me in the building? I don't know the code." And I was like, "Nope." And I just walked
Yeah,
away.
no.
I was like, "I cannot."
I do not
cannot
want.
do
I
that.
want none of this shit in my house.
I was like, "I don't." No, it was the other building. It
Yeah.
wouldn't have even been in my building. And I was just
Oh.
like, "Nope, I cannot let you in there. Can't do
you
it."
shall not pass.
Sorry. I was like, "I don't even know the code." Ah. Like walked away. I was like, "No."
All right, so let's start with the Bechdel test. Bechdel test determining the
So two women
So are there
with names.
Is there more than one woman in this film?
Yes.
maybe?
Or I think girl counts.
Yes.
Woman
Yes.
or girl?
Yes. Girl. Yes.
Do those characters have names?
They do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do they talk to each other?
Mhm,
Yes.
They do.
Okay, and do they talk about something other than a man?
Yeah.
They
or
do.
boy?
They do.
Cool. Anybody want to throw in an instance out there? I have no which one
Olivia
comes
and
to mind.
Elsie. Oh,
Okay.
Olivia and Elsie all the
Oh,
time.
yeah,
so
yeah.
They talked.
Well, Olivia and Kayla.
Kayla.
Okay,
Sorry.
Kayla,
Sorry.
okay.
Kayla.
Yes.
Elsie's such
Yeah,
a
yeah,
great
yeah, yeah,
name.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
and then Kayla and what was the popular girl's name that
Oh,
I can't
yeah,
remember?
popular girl.
But
Yeah.
popular girl and
Yeah. Right.
Kayla.
Well, she tells
Haley?
her off
Was
at
her
the
name
end.
Haley?
Ainsley.
Haley, Ansley, Ashley, one of
Whatever.
those
One of them.
fucking names. She
But
tells her off at the end.
She does. And I really loved that moment where
Yeah.
she was just like, but also I was like, she's looking at her feet and she's just like,
Yeah.
it made me so happy.
And it wasn't like it was like a real moment. It wasn't like
Yeah.
a perfectly like
Yeah, she hadn't
perfectly
rehearsed it.
witten like
Yeah.
and there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
she
it
hadn't
was,
rehearsed
like-
it. It was like she was just like, and like being nice
And,
is
like-
not like being mean is not like being nice, and like I need to just like be around
And
nice
those
people.
And those cards would have been fun.
yeah,
And
that
then
card
she
game is
ends with-
fun if
and
you had
then-
ever
and,
actually played
like-
it.
And then just like walks away.
I did
I
turn.
love
I
it.
did turn to Sarah right after. I did turn to Sarah right after that and go, "That's not going to help her in high
Yeah.
school."
Yeah, no.
But it felt good in the moment. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It did.
Okay, so passes the Bechdel test. Okay, so
Does.
the Blackdel test,
No.
created by Jasmine
Ooh.
Waters. I'm gonna have high.
Was there even one black
low
person
hopes.
in this film?
I believe the popular
Maybe-
girl's friend, right?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, she did have a
yes.
friend who is black. Yes,
There
there wasn't a second black
I
girl.
cannot think of a single second black person. Maybe at the
No.
pool scene, but I can't think of a character.
No,
who
and they
was
didn't
black.
interact for sure. If that was, I think there was one black boy who was flirting with the main girl. Kennedy was her name.
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Okay.
There was a black boy who was flirting with Kennedy and like pushing her at the pool
Yes,
party.
at the pool, who probably had a
But-
name because she said his name,
Yes, but
did
I
not
don't know his
interact with
name.
any other black characters.
And
in the
also,
film.
No.
that was kind of a problematic moment too, because he was like grabbing at her, and she was like, "No."
Yeah,
I feel like that was all boys though. Like it was all I don't know.
I
But
didn't
yeah.
feel. But I can see where you're coming from. I didn't feel bothered by that, but it
Yeah.
was definitely one of those like things.
If it's
where
the
you're like,
one black person in the film, and that's what he
That's
does.
fair.
Like, I don't know.
okay,
Like,
okay, I guess, yeah, I could see that, but yeah,
Anyway.
I didn't find anything offensive about that
Mm-hmm.
moment in particular. Okay, so definitely does not pass the Bechdel test.
Nope.
The Mojo test, created by Topher.
No,
Payne.
because the only two people
Is there
of
anyone
that
over
age
50 in this movie?
No, I don't think so. And the only people even close to that age would have been Kennedy's mom and Kayla's dad, and they
were
never
like in
interact.
their 40s. They were also like in their 40s.
They were also in their 40s. They never interact.
Although to be fair, this film is really a movie about the kids.
it really
Yeah.
is.
So
it really is.
It's not. I can't think of a place where I feel like there should have been
yeah, no.
Yes.
more, because I think this movie was about the kids and
No.
at most her and her dad.
If there was
Yeah.
anything, it should have been a scene with the grandparents where she goes to visit or something
Yeah.
like that. If that had
but that
been
would have
in
felt
the
like
movie.
a deleted scene.
It would have. It would have felt like a deleted scene in this movie. Like I
Yeah.
feel like if it had been in there, it would have felt very out of
Yeah,
place.
yeah, yeah.
So like,
However, the but not
Yeah.
being able to plus, I feel like you could have a little bit more diversity in the.
you
Yeah.
could have
Cast of
definitely
children.
had a lot more
I
diversity
think that's
in there.
definitely something
Yeah.
that could have been a little bit more.
Yeah, I
diverse.
agree.
So we've got a easy pass on the Bechdel test, a
Yes.
hard pass on the Bechdel test, and a nobody
Even
over,
harder
no,
pass
no,
on the
no
Mojo
people
test.
over 50 on the Mojo test.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us for today's episode. You can follow our special guest, Jessica Pope, on social media at 100 Proof Woman, and be sure to check out her production company, Shotco. That's SHOTTCO on Vimeo, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Critical Crop Top's new live sketch show, Critical Crop Top Saves America, is coming to the Highland Inn Ballroom November 2nd and 4th in Atlanta, Georgia. Thanks to the generosity of the Puffin Foundation, we're thrilled to announce that we have received a grant to fund this show. We're launching a crowdfunding campaign this Monday, September 24th, to get us the rest of the way past the finish line and get our show fully funded. So check out our campaign video this Monday at Critical Crop Top on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you can, consider donating or share our campaign to support all the great actors, musicians, writers, and comedians that we have working with us on our live shows. Thanks for joining us on today's episode. Come back next week when we'll be tackling a topic on women in film and TV on our Lady Bits episode. Spoilers, we'll be talking about a very controversial Netflix show that was shot right here in our hometown, so you won't want to miss it. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Feminine Mistake Pod or on Twitter at Fem Mistake Pod. If you've got a bad casting breakdown you'd like us to read on the show, send it on over to femininemistakepodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast, but only if you like us. Thanks.